Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Non-League 2 Legend. Today you'll be joining me. We are playing Maidstone in the league, who are up in second. So this is a top of the table clash here. We're sitting down here in sixth at the moment. 20 played, 10 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses. A very good goal difference of 20. In fact, we're as good as Dagenham and Redbridge up at the top. They have been on unstoppable form up until their last game, which they actually drew 0-0. So last time we checked in, they were 15 points ahead of us. They are now 16 ahead of us. We have been on an up and down, bumpy road these past few games. We did make it to the FA Cup round against MK Dons, and they obviously knocked us out, and that loss has shaken our form up. Our last game was a 4-1 win against Enfield Town, and we're looking to try and put together a winning streak here. You can see Rains has returned. He is fit for a maximum of 45 minutes. Now, part of me doesn't want to play him and doesn't want to risk it, but Gibbons is out injured, and my only other real option that I can play there is going to be Alves. Which I think I'm going to do. Alves is going to come in. Louis Sweeten, I call him all the time, the future of the squad, is going to come in for Beardmore there in the left centre mid position. Otherwise, we are pretty much full strength. I'm going into this match positive. I will leave a side note right here that I am also streaming on Twitch. My Twitch is linked on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. But if you hear me talking to the chat or anything at any point, that will be why, because I am currently live streaming. But like I said, we're going into this game miles off top, but we're still battling for a playoff position. It's tight between second and about 10th in this league, really, with about half the season almost gone. Anyone at the moment can steal their place in the playoffs, and if you know anything about non-league football, anything can happen pretty much up until the last day. And here comes the first opportunity to Maidstone, up in second. So this is expected to be a tough match, but I'm really hoping these Bath City players can pull through. But when they already hit the woodwork within 4 minutes, it's not looking overly likely, and they're dominating the ball already. I don't think Bath have had a touch since kick-off, but Wiles Richards is there to collect. Still currently our number one keeper, Wiles Richards, but Binns is going to be getting some game time. His average rating since he started playing is a lot higher, a lot better. And I'm starting to think maybe we start putting Binns in and moving Wild Richards on. Alves on the wing-back position. His attacking threat's going to be great for us. It's his defensive stability I'm not so sure about. But we're building up a good opportunity here. Ash plays out to Greenslade, who's always an option out there. And that's a free kick won by Sweeten there. Over it's Jenkins Davies. He's a bit of a set-piece specialist. And he hits the bar with that one. And Maidstone managed to clear. Luke Ross in the midfield now. Plays it out to the captain, Parcell. Playing it back to Batten. And we're going to reset from there. We really, really need to get this push on. And Maidstone are one hell of a team to stand in our way. But another opportunity coming to Bath. And that pass was loose and they've cleared it, but it fullbacks to Batten. Batten now, what can he do with this starting the attack? He's stepping into the midfield to Russ, but Russ gives it away. And it looks like there's going to be a counter-attack for Maidstone here. And that's Russ committing a bit of a cheap foul in the middle of the park there. Quite lucky to escape a card, really. And the 15 minutes in, and it's looking a reasonably even match. Maidstone dominating the ball, but the chances are equal. And that out there to Greenslade, plays it back, plays it round into Sweeten, the future of Bath City. Danny almost loses possession, but he's still driving. He almost loses it again, but he's still got the ball. He's finally got round his man, plays it back to Sweeten. Sweeten almost loses the ball, but it's into Greenslade. Alves from there. Oh, what a save. What a save. And that is the dangers we bring by putting Alves out there in the wide position. Defensively not very stable, but he's a big attacking threat out that wide right. He is predominantly left-footed, so the cutting inside and curling it is an option for him. Windsor, for some reason, all the way back in our own third, taking the throw in and just throwing it away. And this gives Maidstone a chance to build an attack. Conrad on the wing. He's going to take on Alves. The ball's bouncing around in the box and Bath get it. Windsor there to Sweeton. Sweeton calming things down out to Alves. Alves into Russ cleverly to Ash, back to Alves. And so far, we're not looking too bad, but I do feel that a goal for Maidstone is coming, and it's only a matter of time. I'm assuming that wasn't Titus Bramble there in defence. I'm pretty sure he'd be retired by now. There's that wide tuck off Alho. He looks like he might be a threat, and he is troubling Greenslade. He's all the way inside. Good to get a block there, but Windsor can't get that ball. And Maidstone just resetting again. And this looks worrying here. But thankfully, nothing comes of that. 10 minutes left of the first half here. It's a tough game here. I would take a draw against second place, I'll be honest. Points are points. I'd rather take the draw than a loss this game. And we are probably looking towards a loss the way the game's gone. Unless we can try and sneak a winner. Greenslade in the lineup always looking pretty tired. But we have capable backup for him in Keto. But Greenslade's been run circles round on the wing there. And now Papadopoulos. McCann with a long shot. Good save and hands there by Wiles Richards. Rolls that ball out to Batten there. Batten to Alves. Alves into Jenkins Davies. We're still not seeing a lot from Jenkins Davies. And here come Maidstone on the attack again. Conrad whips a beautiful ball there. Clean by Danny, and we go into half time at 0-0. I think there is one substitution I will be making at half time. And it's going to be Paul Greenslade, who was looking a bit tired. He's not too bad, actually. I'll start the second half with him. And we'll see how he goes. But straight from kick-off, Maidstone wasting no time to run down that wing and whip a ball in. They look up for it today, Maidstone. They probably have no chance of catching up with Dagenham and Redbridge at the top, who are currently on 53 points with just 14 ahead at the top. But if Maidstone stand any chance, they need to build up a winning run themselves. And Bath clear that, but it's on the edge to a Maidstone player, and it's a long shot, but nothing comes of it. Greenslade now is looking a bit shaky, a bit tired, and I do not want him being tired on that wing when he's been getting beaten most of the game. And I'm also going to bring on Joe Rains, and this is a big return to the team, to a very important player who we've been missing a while now. And we're going to make it to about the 60th minute, so 2/3 of the way through, currently neck and neck. Will we make it to 2/3 of the way through with a highlight here for Maidstone? Conrad down that wing to McCann. Rains wins that back, but he's been pulled back there, and that is that a yellow card there? No, it's just a talking to. He's lucky for that, pulling a man back. Batten now on the ball. Can we build up a chance from this with Russ into Sweet and Tilson? He's looked up wide and Rains is there. On his return, what can Rains do? He tries to play it in, it's well defended. But Batten up. And Batten's there again. This is one hell of a defensive partnership between Batten and Parsal this season. They have been very solid. We're one of the teams in the league who have potentially conceded some of the least goals so far. So they can hold themselves proud for that, especially when they're practically a back two most of the game. The wing backs push right on and Tilson joins the midfield. Conceding this little goals is great. And we scored quite a few, but most of those came in big wins. And that's a great ball to Windsor. Windsor to Keto. What can Keto do now? He whips that in. It's foul to Windsor to Russ. And it's another good save from the Maidstone keeper. Bath, we are getting a few opportunities here. And that was, as it says on the screen, a superb move. And that's one hell of a kick. Tilson there. That's why you drop him into centre back. Dominant in the air. Russ now with a long ball. Can Windsor get on the end of that? Sadly can't, but that is out for a throw in Maidstone's final third. Keto on the ball now. To Sweet and to Keto again. He plays that into Russ. Russ tries to find the runner. Keto runs out of play. We are starting to put a bit of pressure on ourselves here. I'm wondering if we need to get some fresh legs on soon to keep this up. McCann down the wing into Corn. A few 1-2s there. Conrad tries to turn. He was fouled there. And that should be a yellow card to Russ. A deserved yellow card, I should say there. We're going to look at a few more subs here. I don't want to take Russ off. He's on a yellow. That could come back to bite me. We get Big Fish on. A club hero, Big Fish. And we're into another highlight here. Russ, do not do anything stupid. He doesn't. He's got the ball. For a second, I thought that was going to be a second yellow. But Russ now on the counter-attack. And that's what I mean by he just runs. We've lost the ball there, but we run it back. Jenkins Davies, what the hell was that? To Keto, to Tilson, into Jenkins Davies, to Ash, to Windsor. How has he missed that? That is an important save there by their keeper. I believe it was a save to keep them in this game. We've built ourselves back up in the second half and we're really knocking on the door. Pass Sal. Keto. Is Windsor going to get to that? No, he's not. And it just rolls out for a goal kick. The point of that highlight, God knows what it was. And we're into the final 10 minutes now. I'm going to make one last sub for the last 5 minutes. And it's going to be a fresh pair of legs. We're going to take Batten off. And Tomlinson, you probably shouldn't mess with your defence. Whilst I'm making that sub though, we've got a highlight. Beardmore. To Keto. Drive the line. Whip it in. Hit it. Fish takes it down. Smart forward. To Rains. To Russ, and it's blocked. We've definitely had our opportunities in here. Can we do a set piece goal? Owen Windsor on the ball. He's going to whip this into the near post. They've cleared it, but it's fouled to Jenkins Davies now. He needs to get that ball back in. They don't. They're messing about, but Jenkins Davies gets it. He's driven into the box. Saved. And cleared, but it falls back to Bath. We're putting pressure on now. Tilson to Russ. Picks Keto out. Doing brilliantly down that wing at the moment, Keto, since she's came on. Causing all sorts of issues. And we join back in here. 5 minutes plus added time to go, and it's Maidstone on the ball. Rains wins that header. He's looked good the second half since making his return. That long ball towards Fish. And it falls back to Maidstone, and they're going to look to make an attack. And that's a great ball, and that's a great counter-attack. And that is absolutely brilliant defending there. Stopping a certain goal. Wiles Richards was looking a bit lost. But luckily, we've managed to keep that out of the net. Coming up to the last couple of minutes now. Both teams are seeking a winner so far. But it's Mason on the ball making an attack. Tanga gets tackled. It falls to Windsor. To Keto. Keto. He's been brilliant since he came on. And he's driving again. And he kicks out of play. Absolute waste of an opportunity there. 4 minutes of added time. For someone to find a winner. They play it out wide. And again, Golden now. He's a fresh pair of legs out on that wing, up against Rains, returning from injury. Papadopoulos has popped up a lot this game, but he's gave that away. But Parsons knocks it straight back to him. Tanga now. Back to Tanga down the wing. He's going to take on Keto. He whips it in. And it is cleared by Bath. And it's a throw in for Maidstone. And we're into stoppage time now. Are Maidstone going to steal a winner here? They're knocking about nicely down the wing. Sessa gets that in. Papadopoulos. And it's a good save there by Wiles Richards to keep us in it. And Maidstone with another opportunity here. A corner. They're going to want a winner desperately here, and that's Tanga. And that's great defending by Tomlinson, but it's another corner kick here. They do whip this one in. Cleared by Tomlinson. Keto, you need to chase this ball back, which he does brilliantly, but that ball's whipped in over everyone, but it will be picked up again. Towards the back post, Golden, over the bar. It is looking like this will be a 0-0 draw. As we come up to full time. Is this one last opportunity for Maidstone? They whip the ball into the box. It's cleared by Bath. It falls back on the edge. Windsor wins it. Russ, win that ball, mate. And that is full time. That game there was quite stressful. You could probably hear by the way I'm shouting at my screen. That was stressful. The defence having quite a good game. Rains looking very good. I'm so happy to have him back. that is a satisfying result. And I keep saying this, for Bath City, we are doing very well. And we are keeping ourselves within the playoff spots. This is the most important part of my season, is staying in those promotion spots. After that game, we will have another quick look. Oh, I say I look at the league, it's not there. Enterprise South. Overview, sorry, I don't want the FA Trophy. FA Trophy competitions. You know what? I can't be bothered. Right, guys, thank you for joining me for this episode of Non-League 2 Legend. In the next game, we are back in the FA Trophy, and we will be playing against Chesham. If you did like the video, please do drop a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As I said, I was streaming this live on Twitch, so please check out my Twitch as well. I'll try and be going live at least once a week at the moment. But I'll thank you, and I'll see you next time.